Good evening and welcome to my second episode of If Comedians Rule the World. I have to say to you, my first episode was a steep learning curve because I got rid of my director of communications. I executed her for not preparing me properly. So I am now doing this again on my own because I've not been able to find anyone to assist me, but I am confident. I am really pleased. I hope you, for those of you who are subscribing to my podcast, whatever it's called, that you found the first episode funny. If not, you know what happens to you. I am very, very pleased and excited to let you know who the second guest is for this second episode of my podcast. He says he's an American. Even though he lives in the United Kingdom and is also a comic, I genuinely believe that he bought that American accent after he watched Netflix. I'm even trying to remember his name. Brandon Palmer is his name. So give it up for Brandon Palmer. Hi, Brandon.
Thank you. How you doing, Prez? I appreciate you bringing me down, man. I'm looking forward to this. How are you feeling? How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm excited. I was thinking I have to find an American. The subject we're going to be talking about is the United States of America, or the divided states of America. That's what we're focusing on. And I was scratching my head thinking, who can I find as an American? And I want a Black American. Not that I'm racist in any shape or form. I know I will find a white American eventually, but of course. So I thought it'd be good. You came. Your name came. What we also need to be aware of, I blame the CIA and FBI and MFI, is that we only have 40 minutes of this to talk about. So we need to be conscious of the time. So let's start by you. Where are you? You look like you're in a bunker. You look like Al-Qaeda.
Okay. So what it is, right? I live right next to a main street, and I live right next to windows. So I don't want people to connect the dots too easily, because between Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, it's very easy to connect the dots. So I got one light. I'm all in darkness. If you can find me, catch me if you can. That's what I got going on in my house right now.
Nice. It looks really like you're in a cubicle. Like you sure you're safe?
Of course I'm safe. I'm a large Black man in a tiny room. No one's looking for me here. No one's looking for me.
Okay, cool. And how are you coping with the lockdown? You call it lockdown. We call it under house arrest. You call it lockdown. How are you coping?
Okay, this is gonna sound very hippie. Like, the world's on lockdown, but I am not. I'll still do my writing. I'll still play my video games. I'll go for a jog if I need to. I do what I need to do to keep myself sane. I'm not listening to Boris, because at one point, Boris was telling people not to have sex. It's like, what are you talking about? And people are listening, and people are like, I can't see my partner. Meanwhile, I know guys who are having booty calls at 3 a.m. in COVID times, because we're not going to let the government tell us what to do, how to do, and who to screw. Nah, man, we're going to live our life.
Okay, I know you're quite a young Black man. What do you mean by What do you mean by booty? I didn't quite. Is that a rap song?
So like a booty call is a physical sexual encounter with someone who is not your girlfriend or boyfriend exclusively. It's a one night stand, but urban. That's a booty call. So a one night stand is between two Caucasians. A booty call is between people of color. They're meeting at 2 a.m. There's no light. You can't see this person. You're ashamed of them most likely, and you don't want no one to see them. So you go there at the dark of night. You do your thing, and you come back in the dark of night, and the only person that knows is you and your shame.
So that's having sex at night in the dark. That's almost like some white people, they call it dogging, isn't it? Is that dogging, or is that something different?
It's like dogging, but cleaner. Dogging sounds dirty. Like, it sounds like there's no type of nice smells, like the bunker. That's what it's like. It sounds like it's in the bunker. No, we don't do dogging. We do booty calls. Booty calls. Okay, cool. One of the things I know I am going to learn from this podcast and talking to lots of people that I enjoy talking to is I'm going to learn a lot of things. So I've learned booty. Absolutely.
Booty. Okay. So let's talk about the United States of America and what is actually going on. Now, this is my understanding. there's been an election that has gone on for well over 10 days. Biden has won. Apparently,
Yes.
Donald Trump is kicking a fuss. The latest I heard is he has actually acknowledged that he's won, but he's still saying that the election is rigged. America feels like like a country called Sudan, where you've got two parts of it, North and South Sudan, and maybe look. What really annoys me is the fact that the Western media are basically saying that he's acting like a dictator. I mean, a dictator never loses an election. A dictator never ever holds an election. A dictator will suspend the House of Congress and Senate. A dictator will arrest Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He has brought the office of the dictatorship into disrepute. That is what is really, really annoying me. So I have no idea. I mean, gone are the days when America will lecture African countries about elections. This is ridiculous. And for someone like me, a military man, what is the U.S. Army doing? Why is there no military coup? Why can't they step in and have fresh elections? Look, you enlighten me, because I don't know. You enlighten me.
Okay, well, let's be honest. We're in the generation of softies. So they see Donald Trump and they call him a dictator because he's aggressive and he makes them uncomfortable. Where, like you said, if Trump was a real Trump was a real dictator, Kamala Harris's family would have been kidnapped the night before the election. If Trump was a real dictator, Joe Biden's dog would have been found. The dog's head would be found in Biden's bedroom, and he would have woken up until one morning. If Trump was a dictator, we would have had people literally going missing before the election. He's just mean, and people can't take, a guy who's mean. And if we want to be really honest, this is going to be controversial. Joe Biden didn't win. Obama's vice president won. If we want to be really honest, it wasn't Joe Biden. It was Obama's vice president who was black. And now we got Kamala Harris, who's a black woman. We just see Obama and Joe Biden, and that's wrong. And the thing is, we're celebrating people who haven't done anything yet, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Kamala hasn't done nothing. Biden hasn't done it, but we're celebrating like they've done reparations. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. I don't know.
I because I'm trying to learn. I'm not into democracy, as you know, but I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to learn about democracy, especially since I've been in the United Kingdom. And I know that Obama has just written a book which is coming out soon. And he basically said that one of the reasons why he thinks Trump got elected was because America was really shocked about having a black man. And I genuinely believe that Donald Trump is going to come back, even if he loses the election, because Americans are going to be what we have. Look, one of the things I have said to Joe Biden, you might not believe it, is the fact that I have basically said he should self-isolate for the next couple of months before inauguration, because COVID, COVID loves elderly people. So I am basically saying, if we want the inauguration to go ahead, Biden should basically just stay at home. No need to say anything. Just stay at home and do a Zoom.
A Zoom inauguration.
A Zoom
inauguration. Yes, he should.
But why is America the way it is at the moment? It looks like there's going to be.
America's a racist, misogynistic place. So what happened with the last election? It wasn't that Trump won, Hillary lost. After having a black man for 8 years, the whole America was like, there's no way we're going to go from a black man to a white woman. We'll bring the stupidest white man into this White House, before we bring a woman into this house. That's why, and Hillary, she's not a trustworthy person. You wouldn't trust Hillary with your baby. You wouldn't trust Hillary with your cat. You wouldn't trust Hillary with anything. She's not trustworthy.
But what was really interesting is when Hillary was running for the election, I basically said that if this was in Africa, the Americans would have kicked her fuss, because that's the wife of a former president. What are you looking for in the White House? Even Joe Biden, as far as I'm concerned, he's been there for 8 years. He was vice president for 8 years, so he's linked to Obama. But I am waiting for the U.S. military to do something. You know, I saw a U.S. Army officer basically say that they swear allegiance to the people rather than to the president. Damn,
Right.
I'm telling you, in Africa, the military will be out there. You know, there will be no Antifa. There will be you know what I'm talking about. You know,
Of course. I mean, I'm looking at it like this. So the military is really at a very awkward place because a lot of them don't like Trump because Trump has been very, he talks too much. He talks way too much. So they want to get Trump as far away from America as possible. I don't feel like Joe Biden is the better choice, but he's better than Trump. But I got to say this. Trump has been one of the funniest presidents we've ever had. I'm sorry, Kung Flu was hilarious.
Look, let me tell you, Brandon, I am looking forward to not having Trump on Twitter. I am looking forward to Trump basically just disappearing. I don't think he would disappear because I used to be the funniest dictator in the world, and then Donald Trump just shows up. Now, I want all his 88 million followers on Twitter. I want them, and I will re-educate them. But where do you see this? You honestly believe he's going to relinquish power, even though he's pretending that he's a dictator?
I feel like what he's going to do is leave the White House and America in a very messed up place. So same thing with Obama. Obama didn't come into America squeaky clean. He had to clean up all the mess that George Bush left behind before he could do anything, because George Bush left America messed up. A lot of people forget that George Bush, he was the guy who was sitting down doing nothing when 9/11 happened. He was the guy who sent all these troops into Iraq to go fight Saddam Hussein when it was clearly Osama bin Laden who did all the, like, Americans are stupid. I'm sorry, Americans are dumb. They get angry and they find the first person that can blame. Saddam Hussein didn't do anything. And then all of a sudden, we're going to invade Iraq because they have weapons of mass destruction. Says who? They went there 3 times, didn't find nothing. And Saddam, like, come on in, come look. And then all of a sudden, we're invading it. So Obama had to clean up all that mess that George left behind. So I think Trump's going to leave a whole bunch of mess. So Biden, and Biden's old, so Biden's going to take his time cleaning up all of Donald Trump's mess, and then he'll get to start on his stuff.
You know what? Look, I have been, these Western countries, they really make me laugh. America, the United Kingdom, because I think democracy is a virus. It is a virus. It does not work. We need to find a way of flattening the curve. Honestly, it is a virus because.
Okay, what's the vaccine? If democracy is the virus, what's the vaccine?
Dictatorship. Hilarious dictatorship. Hilarious dictatorship. That is what it is. So are you a Republican or you a Democrat?
I am in the middle. Some things I'm Republican about, some things I'm Democratic about. I'm not one side because I don't trust either party, if I'll be thoroughly honest with you. I don't trust either party. Call me crazy, call me Uncle Tom, but I don't trust the government. The government is the same people that steal money from me every month without asking me, do you want to give money to the people? No, I don't want to help with child care. I don't want to help with income support. I don't want to help with retirement. I don't want retirement. Just give them money. So I don't trust the government.
Okay. So you don't trust the government. So if you had the opportunity to rule, as a comedian, the world, because obviously we know America is always, invading countries, even though they will never be able to invade me because I am a fictional leader, but they won't be able to invade Laughter Republic. But if you had, if you had the opportunity to be leader of the free world, the American president, or wherever, what would you do differently?
First thing I would do, I would change the election process. It wouldn't be votes. It would be both guys who want to be president would meet in a ring and they would throw them hands for 12 rounds. And whoever can beat the other guy up, that's who I'm taking it Wakanda. I'm taking it straight Wakanda. Whoever can throw them hands better, that's who I want to be my president. I don't want a president who's fat and tired. I want someone who can throw them hands. I want a president that can knock you out.
And you don't want someone who you think is going to die before the 4 years is up.
Exactly. I was so terrified when John McCain was running, should I say, for president. I'm like, you ain't going to make it 4 years, bro. What you talking about, John McCain? You need to sit down. And Bernie, listen, I love Bernie Sanders, but Bernie Sanders is one of those presidents. If he falls asleep for too long, you're not sure if he's sleeping or dying. He's just that old, just not sure which way he's going. So I want a young, remember when Obama first got elected, he had the black hair and was all smooth, and then he left looking all gray and withered, like he didn't have any cocoa butter for 5 years. Like, what happened to this man? They age.
Well,
so that's what I do.
I am looking forward to his book because it is very clear that there were lots of things that happened. And actually, he's being very diplomatic because, as far as I'm concerned, they were racist towards him. You know, America was shocked. They were really shocked that they had the black man. And I feel like this is deja vu. You know, Kamala Harris, I think will eventually become. I eventually think she will become president, first female president. And
because Joe Biden got to live for the 4 years. If you don't live for all 4, then Camilla's in there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Camilla leaves his window open before he goes to sleep, so a breeze comes in and just takes him out because he's old. He can't take illness.
I actually think that the other thing that Biden needs to do is not moving to the White House, because we know White House is infected with COVID.
It is. Yes, it is.
Take the next 4 years to disinfect and just, make sure it's clean. And then, God, this is good. So what part of America are you from? And why are you in the United Kingdom?
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, one of the most violent places in America, home of The Wire and Hairspray. How that works, I don't know. Came to the UK 2001 because my mom is a British citizen. So I got both passports so I can choose which way I want to go. If I want really good food, I can go to America. If I want healthcare, I can go to the UK. So I got the best of both worlds. I can get fat in America and get healthy in the UK. In America, if I get fat and I try to rely on the healthcare system, I just may die because insurance is money. So, out here, it's beautiful because I can live and not have to pay ridiculous amounts of money.
Okay, so you're enjoying it in the UK?
I mean, I've learned to adjust. There are things that there are things that throw me every now and then. There are certain phrases that throw me. There's certain foods that throw me. It's a new word I learn every day. But I like the UK. I've come to terms with my position in the UK.
Okay, cool. So, and no regrets about it. So one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you really is the fact that you're an American based in the UK and you see all these things happening in America. How does it make you feel? Do you
thank God I'm in the UK? You got black guys getting killed like hotcakes, left, right, like black guy get killed here, black guy get, like, don't get it twisted. It's been happening for a long time. Rodney King, he was getting beat up and stuff, but nobody was seeing it. When you got a police officer, several on George Floyd, knee and neck while he's suffocating and no one's doing anything. I'm just saying, if that was a white guy called Billy and people were trying to strangle him, America wouldn't have sat down and watched and let that happen. They would have gotten involved. So as a black man, I look at America like, whoo, glad I'm not over there. Out here, they can't shoot me. They can beat me. They can pepper spray me, but they can't shoot me.
No, they can't shoot you. You know what's really interesting? Because as a result of being under house arrest and not being able to broadcast to my people in the United Kingdom, I joined TikTok and I've gone viral on TikTok. And I have lots of American fans on TikTok, and they were basically saying, come to America and come and run Obonjo 2020. And I said, the first thing I will do is invade the South, because that's where you have most of the race. That's where you have all the races. Invade.
I gotta know who's gonna be your vice president. Who's gonna be President Obonjo's vice president?
Look, I haven't even given it any thought, but they might not even be a vice president, because that's part of the problem. They might not even we don't have vice presidents. There are no vice presidents.
I mean, I feel like if you want to keep yourself safe, though, make him Polish. That way they wouldn't dream of assassinating you.
Really?
If they assassinate you, they have a Polish American president. What?
Yeah.
They would lose their minds.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I just get Venezuela, to support me.
There you go, South America. Hell yeah, man, do that. Why not?
Yeah. So what have you been, because I know I'm having lots of, from the first episode, I've had people download from the United Kingdom and Australia. There are going to be people who are going to be watching this, because this is going to be on YouTube when I can find out how to do it. And there's going to be an audio as well. What do you want to say? Where are you going with this? What's your views about the pandemic? Did some people, what's really interesting is a lot of people, there are conspiracy theorists, and lots of people don't believe that this is actually happening and that people are dying. And, You know, if I was running any of these countries, you will wear a mask. There's no debate. You will be vaccinated, right? You will be vaccinated right from birth. You know, there's no option whatsoever. So what are
Okay,
your views?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not down with the vaccination, but I'm not down with the mask. But I am aware that the media has done a fantastic job of mind screwing the public. I mean, when you listen to what they're saying, if you cough or have a fever, those are symptoms, you can have COVID. Okay, but if you don't cough, you don't have a fever, you can still have COVID. Huh? So it's scaring everyone into being so terrified of each other. Like I coughed in the bus one time. This woman looked at me like I shot her mama, just like completely in my soul. So COVID is dangerous. It does exist. It does exist, people. But what COVID does, it attaches itself to whatever you already got going on, messed up in your body, and then it messes you up from the inside out. So if you got any type of pre-existing conditions, it's gonna mess you up. So yeah, wear a mask, but also take your ass outside and do some exercise, eat some green stuff, make sure you got a bowel movement at least twice a day. Obonjo, some people don't have bowel movements like 4 days in a row, and they don't do.
Oh, geez. Oh,
it's just people aren't healthy.
That's too much information for me. That's too much.
I'm just saying, people are. The one thing I'll say about COVID, it's making people be more health conscious, because London's always been nasty. Like the trains has always been dirty, the bus has always been dirty. But now people are like, oh my God, there's germs. There's always been germs in the bus. They didn't just start.
On a serious note, one of the things I've also noticed as well. Haven't you noticed that there are a number of celebrities who have got COVID and have recovered? Yes. You know that Donald Trump, whether you believe him or not, he had COVID. Boris Johnson, COVID, resolved. They didn't take any vaccination. Prince Charles,
just got better.
Idris Elba, they all got better. What is it that they are taking that they cannot give the poor people, the peasants, the subjects of the Queen? You know, this is something I have been racking my brain with, because they are getting better. They got better one way or the other. Idris Elba, you know, they all got better without taking the vaccination. And you know, and we have. Sorry, I will let you speak, but I just remember.
Sorry. Please continue.
The company that has now created this vaccine. If I tell you what they did in Nigeria, where they tried this vaccine, not the COVID one, but on young children, they tried. And then tell me, who is going to take a vaccine from a company that has produced Viagra in the first place? Huh?
Desperate old white men. That's who's going to take the vaccine. Desperate old white men.
I don't need it.
Want to die.
I don't need it. I don't need the COVID Viagra vaccine. I don't.
Of course you don't need it. You're President Obonjo.
Yeah.
You don't need it. Of course you don't. You're President Obonjo. You radiate testosterone. You don't need no vaccine. You'll just tell it. You'll say, yo, you're not going inside my body. And they're like, oh, sorry, Mr. President. And then COVID will go to the next person. It's not. You don't need a vaccine. But these. Okay, so the celebrities, Idris Elba, The Rock has had it. I personally feel like it's money, but it's also they can sit down and not, like, all right, so I heard about this story where a person sneezed on them and they died because they said they had COVID, right? But let's be honest.
Yeah, that was not
true. I was gonna say, did you hear about that story? Is the woman?
Yeah, it's a nurse, but it wasn't true apparently.
Oh, it wasn't true.
Yeah.
See, fake news. Okay, so another thing I would do as a president, I would make sure, if I ruled the world, if you are reporting a story, if it ain't true, I'm shooting you in the foot. No fake news. Every time there's a fake news story, I'm gonna shoot whoever wrote it. I'm gonna shoot them in the foot. Whoever brought, I'm gonna shoot. Everyone's gonna be held accountable for this fake news because it's terrifying people.
I told you, democracy is a virus. You know, because you know, there's so much misinformation, you know, and if you are that sort of person who rely on social media to educate yourself, you are messed up. That's almost like you growing up thinking that there's Father Christmas, and then you find out that there's no Father Christmas. You know, people are educating themselves based on misinformation, and that is what is worrying. And that is democracy, because people are not using guns, they're not using bullets to gain power. They want to debate to gain power. That is my view on that.
And this is what I'm saying. I feel like instead of having wars, instead of elections, presidents need to fight. So if I wanted to invade Iraq, we don't need a war. I would fight their president. And if I win that fist fight, I win the war. And if they win, guess what? We the United States of Iraq. That's what happens. I'd have to make sure I keep on my game. We need Putin level physical, because you know Putin's like a physically imposing guy. He looks like he'll beat the hell out of everyone. Why is our president fat? Why is he out of shape? Why does he have a toupee? Why is he orange? Why Obama was the last guy who legitimately looked like he could beat someone's ass as a president.
Yeah. Well, if we could. But there is something else I noticed from the American elections. Tell me, uh, what's your view about these black rappers who all came out and they were supporting Donald Trump? I'm lost for words. Is it money?
It was about money. It was about money because Biden was talking about taxing people who make more money. They were taxing them at a higher rate. And 50 Cent was like, what? Tax me more? No. Okay, so I just got finished listening to a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right?
Yeah.
By Robert Kiyosaki or something like that, right? And it was talking about how the rich don't pay taxes. That's how they are rich, because they don't pay taxes. So 50 Cent and all the rest of them, they're not trying to pay. But Biden's like, no, you make more, you pay more. And they're like, no, I'd rather vote for Captain Orange and keep my money than vote for Biden and have them take my money. But I'll ask you, President, how would you institute taxes in your ideal society? How would you do taxes?
Look, we will get rid of money. It will trade by barter.
Okay.
We'll trade by barter. Trade by barter. You know, if you have a laptop and you want to exchange it with another laptop, that's how we
do. Right.
That's the way, you know, that's the way we do it. But on another question, the likes of Tupac, if he was alive, and Biggie, because those are the rap people that I know.
Yes.
And when I was young, do you think they would have supported Donald Trump if they were alive?
I feel like Tupac would have. I feel like Biggie wouldn't have.
Okay.
Because I feel like Biggie would have known. I feel like Biggie would have known Donald Trump, because a lot of people forget Donald Trump is in with a lot of the rappers and entertainers. Before he got into politics, he did the whole what was that TV show he had, The Apprentice? He was an entertainer. He did all that. So he was friends with the Jay-Z's and the Beyoncé's and the Kanye's. He's friends with them from before. Hell, he was in Home Alone 2 with Macaulay Culkin. So he did the whole entertainment thing. But the moment he went into politics, they were like, we can't mess with you, man. You're doing too much. You're doing too much.
But maybe at times I think that maybe the man doesn't believe he's into politics, that he believes that he's been entertaining for the past 2.5 years.
He does believe that.
You know? So I didn't have an idea of the time. I know we've got 40 minutes, but what I was going to say to you is if people want to find you, what is exciting that is happening? What projects are you involved in over the next couple of months?
Well,
the year is almost gone anyway.
The year's almost over, and the year's been pretty much a wash because of COVID. And see, before COVID, I was a comedian who was doing shows in London and out of London. Now I'm a man reassessing my life decisions. So you'll find me on Instagram at the Brandon Palmer on Instagram. I do comedy videos. I have a podcast called Random Thought, which I want to have the president on one day. I want to have President Obonjo on Random Thought. Please, can we all make that happen? Can we bombard his page and just say, go on Random Thought? Because I got questions for you, Mr. President. I need to know, when were you elected? I need to know, who'd you run against? I need to know, who did you take out to become the dictator that you are? I need to know these things. And the people want to know this too.
You have made an assumption that I took people out. We had, believe it or not,
I'm sorry.
We on a serious note, I will answer your questions when we have the podcast, but I have to defend myself that we had genuine elections. It wasn't a revolution. Nobody got killed. It was a genuine election, and I accepted that they had. I accepted the results, and I declared myself the winner. That's all I have to say right now.
Okay. Okay, I have a question. How would you advise Trump on how he should have accepted the loss? How would you advise him?
He has left it so late. You have made me really angry. He has left it so late. I'm telling you, it's too late. He's only got unless he wants, the only way he can save himself right now is to declare civil war. That is the only way. There's no other way. All the legal stuff is not happening as far as I'm concerned. All the lawyers and all the cases are being dropped. There is no evidence. He needs to declare civil war. Look, I'm telling you, he needs to have a look at Sudan. And what happened in Sudan is they split the country into two, North Sudan and South Sudan. Let him be president of white America, and then we will have president of black America.
Yeah, okay. So you can have Biden in charge of black America, and then Trump in charge of white America.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That is the solution. But how that happens, because at the moment he cannot involve the U.S. military. They're not interested.
No, they're not.
No, Brandon, honestly, it's as if you have given me an injection, because I am so angry when you ask me that question. It's too late. Too late. And he calls himself a dealer. He calls himself, I can close the deal. He's not been able to close. No president, nobody who pretends to be a dictator should lose an election. He's the incumbent.
I hear that.
And then he's got confused, and then he's saying that he's being rigged. You are in power. You are the one who is in power. Sorry.
So you're saying he's not using his power right. He's the president, but he's not using his president's power right.
No, he's behaving like a democratic leader. Oh, yes, it's been rigged. Nobody in power should say that the election is being rigged. It means that you are not in power.
That's a good point. You know what? I feel like you need to be his political advisor. I feel like he should hire you as his political advisor.
No, it's too late. I have been offering myself to lots of these world leaders, but because I am fictional, they don't want to listen to me. I mean, I'm even trying to get onto Question Time. I'm trying to get on Mock of the Week. I have great ideas for all these Western countries. But we'll see.
I think we need to do a petition to get Obonjo on these platforms so he can speak the mind of a fictional dictator. He needs to speak the mind of a fictional dictator so people can understand what they need to do so they don't trump themselves in the future. We need to start a petition. That's what we need to do.
We will sort that out. Look, it's been fantastic. It's been wonderful talking to you. This has been really fun. Have you enjoyed it?
I have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for bringing me down. I'm the first black guy, right?
Yeah, you're the first black guy.
I'm a pioneer. I am the Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman of this podcast. Yes,
you're the first black guy, and this has been fun. This has been real fun. What will happen?
I gotta say one last thing. You gotta remember, the first black woman, you got to be very careful. The first black woman you have on this, because that's going to be the trailblazing moment. You're going to need to have a black woman on here, and you got to be very careful who you pick. I'm not saying who you should pick, but I'm just saying it's got to be special.
I will say this to you. My view is that they should be in the kitchen cooking for me.
Oh, God.
On that note, I was thinking about Kamala Harris, and I said, now she's vice president. Who's going to cook? Who's going to be cooking? Is she going to wake up in the morning and cook for her husband? That is what democracy allows for you, yeah? Or is he going to be, what's his name, Doug, who wakes up in the morning, honey, cook something before we go to the White House?
But you know what? I am glad, though, because if she becomes president and let's say, for example, Biden dies, the first man will be a white man, not a black man. The first man, not the first lady, will be a white man.
But who advises her? Because let me tell you, what I heard is they said they were going to call him the second husband. When in real life... Second husband. When in real life, she's had a second husband. Why would you call him a second husband?
That's so disrespectful. Second husband. Don't call me anything. I'd rather be the guy on the side. Don't call me the second husband. Ugh.
Look, Brandon, it's been fantastic. Yeah. It's been wonderful.
Thank you, Chris.
Sorry, I need to go and make some phone calls with some world leaders. But look, we have had fun. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. My listeners, my followers, this is my second episode. I won't say it's been funnier than the first episode, but it has been in par. So I don't offend anyone.
Thank you.
Look,
appreciate that.
If we will put this on YouTube, and we will put short clips of it on Instagram and Facebook and Pornhub and everywhere else.
Make sure you guys thumbs up this video. A thumbs up is a vote for Obonjo. Thumbs up the video, that's a vote for Obonjo.
And I'm planning to do this every week. I will pick on a comedian or non-comedian. They have no choice. I just called him yesterday. I said, I want you on my podcast. I don't care what you are doing, whether you're booty calling at 7 o'clock the next day. I want you on my podcast. Look, so,
all right, cool. Thanks, Prez.
Thank you. See you around.
Bye.